Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, all. This is our second meeting. Today, we will talk about how to develop a tourism industry. Well, what is the tourism and why it can be called as an industry? We also will try to explore about this kind of the term. So let's start our presentations for today. Um, we will start our material talking about the tourism industry, the definitions of the tourism industry. Well, tourism is defined and understood as the activity of traveling and touring. So tourism itself can be explained as one of the activity to go somewhere to do kinds of the activities uh, the outside our house or our home. Well, it is basically set of interconnected activities of tourists while traveling to a place. So tourism as an industry means and covers the same things but from an economic and monetary point of view. So tourism industry itself is and comprise all of the companies which provide the product and services that are meant and used by tourists at different stages of travel and tourism. So in here, yeah, we can explain that tourism industry is all of the package that provide the tourism. It can be a product, it can be services that relate to the needs of us when we do the vacations or traveling. Yeah, so kind of the industry itself also can be covered starting from the first we would like to do the traveling till we completed our traveling. So those kinds of the terms of the tourism industry. Well, why right now tourism industry becoming one of the major points of each country to increase the economic sectors of them? Because we have known there are so many kinds of the benefit with that we can take from this industry. If not including the economic benefits for countries, yeah, and then because of many people also spend their money, yeah, not only uh, to go abroad but also for the local business, and it also provides kinds of jobs for the people that work on this industry. For example, like people who works on transportations area, on the hospitality industry, such as the hotel, villa, and etc. Moreover, tourism has the potential to improve relationship between the nation states or business, to create opportunities for the entertainment, recreations, and to improve the value of currency. Therefore, our country right now also really concerned with wonderful Indonesian tagline because they believe that it can be one of the way to increase the tourism industry in Indonesia. Well, talking about the tourism, so we cannot go away from the tourist itself. So tourists in here are known as a people who travel outside their home-based environments in order to spend time visiting a different environment in either a business or leisure capacity. So when they do uh, the leisures, yeah, vacations, holiday, etc. So we can call it as a tourist. And also for them who do the business outside the city, their home, yeah. So we can call it as a tourist also. Both vacationers and those on business trip are considered tourists. Yeah, they may be touring either domestically within their home country or internationally. So both of them are really give a good impact on the tourism industry. So even you only want to visit, for example, one of the tourist destinations on your own city. So we can call you as a tourist also, because first you visit or you do the travel, then the second it will give the impact economically and other things for the tourism industry. Well, so what are the sectors on tourism industry? In here, there are 10 sectors of tourism industry that you need to know. Yeah, because perhaps we are really confused what kind of the things that relate to tourism industry. Is it kind of the tourism industry or no? Yeah, so in here I would like to give you the explanations about 10 sectors of tourism industry. The first one is the natural tourist attractions. So natural attractions are the very best and the driving factors from tourism industry. So it shows the beauty of the place, the sunrise or sunset in a particular city or beaches. For example, like perhaps in Indonesia we have Bali, yeah, with many kinds of beautiful beaches there, and this is the really natural because it is created by our God, yeah. So that we can call it as the natural tourist attractions. And the second one is man-made tourist attraction. So it is created by the people. Man-made tourist attractions also attract scores of tourists. The first, it least would be in the seven wonders of the world. For example, like in Yogyakarta, we have Borobudur, yeah. Or in our city, for example, we have Islamic Center. So it is one of the man-made tourist attractions. The third one is the cultural or other festival event. So it is one of also becoming the major sectors in the tourism industry, kind of festival and events. In Indonesia, we have kinds of the festival like Jember Fashion Carnival, or maybe Jakarta Fashion Weeks, and etc. So in Indramayu, perhaps we have Nadran and etc. So this is kind of the cultural and religious or any type of event that keep taking place everywhere in the world. And then number 4 is sport and recreational sectors and activities. So people travel around the world to attend various sport events or activities at different famous places. For example, like the Olympic, the World Cup, or perhaps when we visit kinds of the sports center, yeah, sport area. So this is kinds of the sectors of tourism industry. Then the next one is number 5, tourism and travel trade services. So this is the core services sectors of tourism industry. The sector covers organizations which provide various travel and tourism services like the complete tour package, yeah, starting from the travel transportation booking, hotel reservations, and destination search, booking, and etc. Number 6 is the transportation sector. So the transportation sector is the very best and means of tourism. It's covering air, water, road, and railway. Transport sector provides the means to travel to various destinations. So we cannot escape from the transportations because we need these kinds of the transportations. Therefore, our president right now try to build many kinds of the airport, the new airport and harbor, because this is one of the way of the people to visit our country by using airplane and etc. Then also in Jakarta, perhaps we can see, yeah, there are any new public transportations that can be used also as one of the factors in tourism industry. Number 7 is accommodations or hospitality industry. Accommodations or hospitality industry is another key sector of tourism. While traveling anywhere, tourists need to stay there and therefore need proper hotels or other type of accommodations. They also need all related services to make their stay and travel pleasant and convenient. Therefore, if you see right now in many kinds of the cities in Indonesia, they will have kinds of the hotel that also can support the tourism industry because right now staycations also becoming one of the package of the traveling. Yeah, so the hotel provide kinds of the attractions in that hotel, so we can enjoy only by staying at the hotel. It is staycations. The number 9 is the MICE sector. Yeah, what is the MICE sector? Actually, well, MICE, it is meeting, incentives, conferences, and exhibitions. So the MICE sector in here is a wide industry in itself that draws various visitors from across the globe. People travel to attend the business, professionals, and other type of event. There are so many different types of events happening all over the world in different city every day. The sector boosts the whole tourism industry and it also is important sector. And the last one, of course, the business tourism sector. So business tourism sectors is another sector which involves business travelers traveling for various business purposes. This is a little different from the MICE or event sector. Here, business travel is not for event participations, particularly. Yeah, so businessmen, professionals traveling for all types of official work like client dealing, new market survey, and etc. So those are 10 sectors of tourism industry. Okay, next, the tourism itself, we have known that this is one of the sources of income in some countries, yeah. Therefore, it is useful to promote it, and here is how to promote, to increase, to develop, to make it popular of our tourism destinations. The first one, of course, advertise through radio, televisions, magazines, poster, newspaper, brochure, and many others. So it's a really common right now that many countries try to attract the tourism around the world by showing a good advertisement through televisions and other social media. For example, like Indonesian and Malaysia, also Thailand, also we always see kinds of the advertisement that make us really curious to visit those kinds of the countries. The second one is encourage internal tourism. Well, like or dislike that, we need to understand that it is really important to develop the uh, internal tourism, the quality of the tourism itself. Like we know that perhaps when we we say we are from Indonesia, I mean maybe only some people that know that Bali is in Indonesia. They even never heard, for example, like Jogja, Medan, and etc., or perhaps Aceh, that also have really beautiful places to be visited. Why? Because we are lack of uh, internal uh, tourism industry. The only several province that have good enough in developing their own tourism destinations. The third one is preserve the existing attractions and create the new ones, because we feel bored if we only visit one or uh, two places in a year, for example. Or perhaps when we have visited those kinds of the places for the next years, we want to visit that again, because there is no something new that make us curious to visit those kinds of the places. Therefore, uh, adding some attractions in one places are really important, because we can do many kinds of the activities there. For example, like uh, sports activities, or right now we can take some photo there for our social media needs, yeah, for our Instagrams and etc. The next one is improve an accommodations and health services in order to attract the tourists. This is what our government have done in our latest years, because of uh, our country want to concerns about uh, the tourism itself. Yeah, therefore our government tried to create the route, yeah, the uh, airport, harbor, to support these kinds of promotion. So when the people want to visit Yogyakarta, for example, from Jakarta, they have so many options, not only by train, for example, but also they can also go by public transportation like bus, or perhaps by airplanes. Yeah, there are so many options for the tourists to visit, because of people abroad also really curious, not only on the place that they choose to be visited, but also they also curious on the process when they come to that place. Yeah, when they uh, use, for example, like bus to visit those kinds of country, the tourist destinations. Yeah, so that is one of the moment that they want to have, because they don't have those kinds of experience on their country. So therefore, they need to do that. Then another kind of the thing that we can use to promote is train tour guides and hotel workers for easy communication and good services. Uh, because when we want to people abroad come to our country, we need to give good services. We need to communicate with them. Therefore, English can be a bridge for them, yeah, to communicate because many people use English to communicate with each other. However, we also need to concern with the number of people come from, for example, like China or Arabic, for example. So we need to train the tour guides not only to communicate but also how to give a good services because they have a different background. They have different way of life. So the way of us in treating the people come from different country, of course, will be different. Yeah. Therefore, right now, for the students come from English Education Department. Yeah, maybe this is one of the way of you to get a job, for example, to work in a hotel, in your travel, and etc. Because you have the ability to speak, to communicate with each other. The next one is improve on transport facilities by purchasing modern tour vehicles and modernized roads to tourist attractions. Yeah, this is one of the really important thing because, uh, yeah, people will also choose. If we give them the options, perhaps they will use the modern one. The next one is organize package tour to improve on security in order to promote peace, hence tourist attractions. Yeah, if you open your Instagram, for example, there will be any tour package which is promoted by some places. So because perhaps when you want to have visit, for example, like Bali, they have so many package that you can choose in order for several purposes. For example, like for holiday with your family or honeymoon with your wife or husband, etc. So you can choose kinds of the package that you need. It make your life also easier. You don't need to think how to go there, how to buy something, and etc. etc. You just follow the instructions from the two travels because all of the things have been created, wrap up by your tour travels agency. Yeah. So how about tourism's industry in Indonesia? Actually, this is perhaps becoming the last uh, materials from me. How about the tourism industry in Indonesia? We'll see tourism in Indonesia has more than doubled over the past decade, with some media reports claiming that in 2017 saw over 15 million tourists visit the archipelago state. So we can see that yeah, our tourism industry is rise. So of course, it will also influence the economic growth, yeah, of Indonesia. So the Indonesian government is hoping to replicate the success of Bali as the tourist destination in a number of other locations spread across Indonesia. So if you see that, not our government want to create another Bali, yeah, like in like Toba, for example, Yogyakarta, and etc. etc. So they want to make another places are also as famous as Bali, and you see that why tourism in Indonesia also increase right now, yeah, because of uh, Indonesia also provide uh, halal tourism destination means that people come from Arabic countries that need uh, holiday vacations also, they can choose our country as one of the destinations, the first destinations, yeah, to visit, because when they go like to US, for example, Australia, or perhaps Thailand, uh, it's really difficult for them even to seek the food, the halal food, or the place to pray, and etc. So this is actually our good things, yeah, uh, our plus point compared to another country, because as a Muslim country, of course, yeah, we provide so many kinds of choices of the people uh, from Arabic countries to visit, and uh, we also need to concern about these kinds of the typicals of the tourists that visit to Indonesia. Yeah, so we hope that 10 new Bali's project will be uh, uh, yeah, successful, and those 10 new Bali's will be one of the newest tourist destinations. And yeah, talking about the 10 new Bali's, so those kinds of the 10 new Bali's, for example, like Lake Toba in North Sumatra, Tanjung Lesung in Banten, the Thousands Islands in Jakarta, Tanjung Kelayang Beach at Bangka Belitung, Borobudur Temple in Central Java, Mount Bromo on East Java, Mandalika in West Nusa Tenggara, Labuan Bajo in East Nusa Tenggara, Wakatobi in South Sulawesi, and Morotai Island in North Maluku. Yeah, so those are the 10 new Balis that hope can expand the tourism. Yeah, so the people will also visit it on those 10 Bali, because the government will have started to create those kinds of tourist destinations in 10 new Balis. Okay, so that's all my presentations for today. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.